Welcome back. If you find this video informative, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you think. We're going to take a look at the top 90 cryptocurrencies by market cap. We're going to start with KAIA, PYTH, FLOKI, Conflux, with KIC, FARTCOIN, ENS, and then we end it with Radium at number 90. Let's go straight to it. KAIA against USD. So this is where KAIA is at the moment. So we're not too sure whether if KAIA is going to zip lower or hit higher. I don't see the chart pattern yet. We could zip higher though, which will be fantastic. And after that, we'll be looking for a much bigger consolidation because this in itself is already a consolidation, right? And you can see that there are buy clusters over here. So I suspect that KAIA could actually be heading higher. But the thing is that it's not really that, yeah, I'm not really convinced about KAIA. So not to say it can't go any higher though. PYTH against USD. Here we are for PYTH. So PYTH is... okay, if you look very closely here, right, it's a very, very slanted kind of an inverse head and shoulders, right? We did break out, but because the support is slanted, so there's a very, very deep retrace. So we like horizontal type of a support because once you break out, this will act as a bounce point, right? So the bounce point for PYTH is quite low, so we could still zip lower. So again, nothing much for us to work with. I suspect that PYTH might come back down to this area. Hopefully not, but we're going to have to wait and see how it goes. So for PYTH, it's a yes and no go. FLOKI against USD. Here we are for FLOKI. So FLOKI is, in my opinion, right under the nose of the skinny pink line. Hey, yo, bro. Okay. Update. Oh, okay. Let's update to the latest version. All right. So this is where FLOKI is at the moment. We actually had two targets for FLOKI. I suspect that... should we break higher, right? We take out these highs. Very likely we'll be heading towards this high as well. The moment we take out this high, right, we will consider this target to be invalidated. Right? It's highly possible though. But again, this is still a rising channel. Right? If you look previously, there's also a rising channel. Rising channels usually break lower. So there's a high possibility that FLOKI might be heading back towards 3410. Right? But of course, no guarantees, right? Because again, we are in a the resistance line here is quite clear. Right, this is already a valley. So we're waiting for the valley number 2 to come on. Right. The moment valley number 2 comes on, we'll be waiting for that valley number 3 and then pump, we break higher. So this is where the okay, let me just adjust things a little bit. It's pink in color, and after that, inputs is 314 exactly. So this is where it is for FLOKI. We're still under the skinny pink line, which means that the trend is still largely bearish for FLOKI. So the possibility still remains for FLOKI to still drop lower. So I would stay safe. Conflux. Okay, so Conflux is very, very big chart pattern, right? It's a very, very big squeeze. There's a very big squeeze coming on for Conflux, right? If you look carefully over here, okay, the internet is a little bit slow. Let me just do a quick check. Okay, no, it's not me. This is probably TradingView. Anyway, Conflux is actually in a squeeze, right? In my opinion, should we squeeze over here? I think this is the wave E coming on potentially, and then we could see Conflux heading higher, right? I feel like there's something happening behind the scenes for Conflux. The reason why I feel that this could turn really bullish is because there was a head and shoulders over here, but it was cancelled. What do you mean by that? We take out the highs over here. The moment you take out the right shoulder, we consider this to be cancelled. And more likely than not, there's going to be more upside to come for Conflux. I don't think this is it for Conflux. I honestly don't think this is it for Conflux. I suspect that there's still more upside to come. Right? But I would prefer a much nicer wave E, I would say. Right? If this is a up for a B, down for a C, hope we get a very nice D and E. Because this whole thing, should we go any higher, could just be a wave B. We could still come back all the way down for a wave C, right? A, B, C, right? So again, the quality of the squeeze will tell us whether if this could be a successful break towards the upside, right? We would love to see new all-time highs, but I will preach caution, right? I mean, not to say we can't go any higher, but you know, every time we take out a high, like what just happened over here, we didn't close above it, but we did take it out. There will be a retrace. More likely than not, there should be a continuation up. Take out this high, retrace, right, before we take out this high, right? So Yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see how it goes for Conflux. Okay, let me give an example over here, right? There were so many buy clusters. So what happened? Bam! We took out everything. And this is the highest point, right? After that, what happened? There was a retrace, right? Bam! Conflux has this habit of taking out things in one succession, one big move. And what happens? We retrace, right? Before heading higher. So that's Conflux for you. It tends to do things like this, but anyway, the point is that yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see how it goes, right? So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about Conflux, but you know, when it corrects pretty viciously as well, right? So yeah, again, that's Conflux for you. Okay, so I suspect that dog we've had is about to break higher, right? This looks to me like a symmetrical triangle. Okay, let me just give it a refresh. Let's see if it's better. Okay, skinny pink line is still not showing. And the volume as well. Okay, it's okay, it's fine. The point is, can we do naked price action? Yes, we can. There's an ABCDE, very likely in the making, right? This whole thing is a wave 1. Very likely this is a wave 2, right? 3, there should be a 4, and then there should be a 5. Completing a potential inverse head and shoulders. Right shoulder over here. 2026, we continue the banana run. It'll be the best bullish case for dog we've had, right? But if it were to be me, right, and if I were to go long for dog we've had, right, I would not be waiting all the way up, right? I would probably, again, depends on the situation. Maybe after we take out these two highs, right? Again, we might go all the way to $3 though. So taking out these two highs will bring us to 226. After that, the next one will be around $3. Sure, we may go higher. We may take out these highs as well. But we'll be wise to wait for this gate. To wait for a consolidation first before doing any longing, right? But this looks to me like a wave 2. I suspect that we'll be breaking higher. So of all the coins that we've seen, Weave's chart pattern is much nicer. Okay, Cake is also pretty good in terms of his chart pattern, right? There's a huge squeeze for Pancake Swap, right? Very, very gigantic squeeze coming on. So there is a $14 target over here. We're only at 267, so there's still long way to go. Long way to go. So yeah, a breakout is still expected for Cake. I'm not too sure, but I suspect that this could already be it, right? I mean, of course, if we do drop lower, then yeah, that's it. But should we break higher? The moment you take out this high, I'll look for the retrace, right? And this will complete something like an ascending. So this is where you're gonna find me potentially. If I'm late to this, again, I'll wait for the break first. Then I'll wait for the retrace. Once we take out these highs, normally there should be a retrace. This is where I'll get in. Yeah, before we go any higher, right? So that's Pancake Swap for you. Is it FARTCOIN? Yes, sir. FARTCOIN. So here we are for FARTCOIN. FARTCOIN is just again, I would really prefer it if FARTCOIN drop lower and take out these lows. Best, to be honest, is the best bullish case because this will complete a potential ABCDE, right? I mean, of course, FARTCOIN could just rise up from here, but I would prefer this to happen. Right? This is much nicer to me. So yeah, again, nothing much for FARTCOIN at the moment. ENS, same thing. I don't know what's happening with ENS. What's happening here? What's happening here? We can see the continuation chart patterns. Rising channels usually break lower. Preceding trend bearish, subsequent trend bearish, right? Again, rising channel usually breaks lower, right? So yeah, falling channel usually breaks higher. Preceding trend bullish, subsequent trend bullish, right? This is not exactly a textbook perfect falling channel, but yeah, again, this is also a falling channel. To be honest, there could be a rise coming on for ENS, but I don't like it that we're rising in a very controlled manner, or we're falling pretty fast, right, compared to the rise. So yeah, again, I'm not too sure what's happening with ENS. It's just not my kind of we want volatility, and ENS doesn't have the volatility that we're looking for. So yeah, not to say you can't trade it though. Radium is still looking pretty bearish to me, right? Radium, in my opinion, we were actually expecting a head and shoulders here, but we didn't get it. I mean, we kept going higher, but it still doesn't change the fact that this is a rising channel or rising wedge, you can call it. And rising wedges and rising channels usually break lower. Preceding trend bearish, subsequent trend very likely will be bearish. Could we break higher? Yeah, sure, of course we could. Right, even this in itself at the top looks to me like a descending triangle. But I wouldn't be shorting radium at the moment, right? We need the confirmation for BTC to switch bearish first. The moment BTC is switching bearish, then maybe we might consider shorting it, right? We're also right at the skinny pink line. So to me, radium is bearish, and I will expect all of these sell classes to be taken out by radium eventually, right? Yeah, could we be wrong and radium goes up? Yeah, sure, of course. But from a trading standpoint, nope. Alright, boys and girls, hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one. Ta-ta.